What's up, guys? Let's take a look at the crypto market. Let's currently see what's going on. 10 days ago, I did a review on the especially on Ethereum and Gala, right? So let's listen to what I said 10 days ago, and then we'll check the market and see what's happening. Points might let you know what's happening, right? So this is Ethereum. The Ethereum chart looks very interesting. So okay, so if you check the Ethereum charts, it looks like wow, that's quite interesting. Let's check the daily chart. I don't know when I drew these points, but on the daily time frame, you'd see that Ethereum has more like there is some sort of a resistance area here, touched here once, twice, and then fell, came back down, and then now it's at this area. So yeah, basically with Ethereum as well, we are here. Okay, so you'd want to wait for a break of this area, right? If it breaks through, it means and then it retests the area successfully, it means Ethereum will be going to 3,700. One of my favorites altcoins, Telcoin. So let's check Telcoin as well. So Telcoin has been okay, so Telcoin has also been in this area for quite a while now, and it's quite simple. So you understand Telcoin, this is more like a bullish confirmation here. So if you are trading Telcoin, you know that it looks like Telcoin wants to pump to 0.006. So I did two, I said Ethereum and Telcoin. So currently after 10 days, look at what happened to Ethereum. Exactly that. So this is what happened to Ethereum. So this is the pump. This is what happened to Ethereum. I was really expecting a retest, but just like the happens on the market, sometimes you are going to have a retest, sometimes you are not really going to have a retest like that. Sometimes the retracement is perfect, sometimes the retracement is not perfect, but it still went up and went up from 2,700 to 3,700, just as I sort of predicted, right? So there's the daily time frame for Ethereum, broke through and then now has got into my target area. Now let's check what happened to Telcoin. For Telcoin, it was quite easy because it was at this area, right? And that's exactly what happened. Telcoin moved exactly from that point straight to this area. So this should be some, let's see, this should be some 54%. Wow, it should be some good money if anyone took the trade. But with Telcoin, I don't trade Telcoin, I hold Telcoin. I do dollar cost averaging and I hold Telcoin because I believe that Telcoin has a future, right? It is one of the coins, so far it's one of the coins that has gone through some sort of regulation through the American Senate House, and it has gotten approval. And if you're a Ghanaian, you understand how mobile money operates. So Telcoin is more like trying to integrate the whole mobile money framework and then sort of do it on a blockchain, right? And so I think it is revolutionary it's really going to, they've done well with the regulation and everything. They've gotten approval and all that. So they are sort of setting up a digital bank in America. And so I think it's one of the coins that are still cheap. And, you know, it's still at a very low level, right? It's still pretty much very young. It was launched, I think, in 2018. So it's still young. If you understand the trajectory Bitcoin had, you know Telcoin is still young. And so for Telcoin, I just buy and hold. So I've been holding for some time now, right? So I don't trade Telcoin. But the coins I trade Gala. And with Gala, you know, I took the trade from here to here. I'm waiting for Gala to pump to also get to this point. And then I'll take profit, right? And so I think pretty much the calls were all accurate, and all that. So what do I think? Let's look at Bitcoin. What do I think is going to happen to Bitcoin next? Let me see. So this is Bitcoin still at this level, right? So, you know, because Bitcoin sort of is still within the area of the all-time high, you know, sometimes it becomes very difficult to be able to predict where the top is going to be. But then you can use a tool known as the trend-based Fib extension. And then what you do is so right now we don't know the high, right? We don't know where Bitcoin is going to top at, okay? So you use the tool and then you plot one of the known lows and then the recent high, and then you plot it, and then you are going to see the levels, right? So you are going to see the levels. You realize that when it got here, indeed, right? And so you expect price to maybe top at 144, right? That's just a prediction. Or maybe one of the generational lows. This was a low in 2022. I'm working on the weekly time frame. So this was a low in 2022. You plot here and then you go to the high in 2024, 2 years after. And then now once you plot it, let me just show you something. And that's why a lot of people believe in this Fibonacci retracement tools, right? So you realize that all we knew was this low in 2022 and this high in 2024. But the tool told us that there was going to be a high around 110,000. And indeed, there was a high around 110,000 here, right? So we knew nothing about this high. And so indeed, there was a high here, and then price came back down again to this low, right? So it tells you that sometimes if you don't know where price is going to, create another high, this tool will come in handy. So so this tool is telling us that price might get to 169. Okay, so yeah, price might get to 169 if we are to use this tool. So once it gets to 169, it might be coming down and going up right there. So there'll be a point in time where Bitcoin will get to 263,000, right? So that's the Fibonacci, the trend-based Fib extension, right? The trend-based Fib extension. So yeah, pretty much. So the two, you realize that price actually respected every single area on the two, right? So we plotted with just this and this, but realize that when price got here, it's sort of consolidated. When it got to this level, it sort of consolidated. when price got to this level as well, it sort of consolidated and then formed more like supports at this level, right? And then the main support was between this level and this level. So you see that the price really is respecting the two. And when price got here, it topped and then came to this level, between this level. And so when price also got here, respected the two as well. So you expect price to also respect the two as it's going for it, because it has sort of respected the two at every single level, right? So I mean, yeah, that's one of the things. But you know, with trading, everything is more like a probability. And so yeah, so I am sort of waiting for price to top up at, let's say, 160 something, right? And maybe, you know, I have a trend line here, and you see the trend line, it looks like this point might be broken. We are actually going to visit this level again if nothing happens and then everything goes according to plan. We are actually going to visit this level again, maybe in March 2026, right? And that might be the new low, because now we are more like we've broken the high, but this high we've broken someday in future will become a new low. And so as price gets to maybe 160 something, maybe it will fall back down and then come here and form a new low. And that's actually what Bitcoin has done throughout, right? That has been the Bitcoin chart throughout. So when price broke this level, right, this level, and it formed a new high right here, right, it was in 2024. So what happened in that same 2024? So this was March. So in August, that same 2024, it came back to this high that it broke, right? So it became the new low. So as it formed the new low, it went back up, broke the previous high, and then formed a new high here, right? And a new high was formed December 2024, 16th December 2024. Now look at what happened. Came back down again and then solidified its point as the new low, right? And so this happened in 2024, 11th March and 25th April. We came back that same level, right? And that has actually been Bitcoin. If you study the charts, especially on the weekly time frame, you realize what I'm talking about. That has actually been the trajectory. So that's why a lot of people might tell you that Bitcoin is heading towards $1 million, because once you study the chart, you realize that it has always been in a pattern, right? So this high that was formed in 2024, in that same 2024 became the low, right? This high was formed in December 2024. In that same 2024, in 2025. Sorry. So this high, please stay with me. I know it might sound confusing, but stay with me. So let me take it again. So this high was formed in 2024, right? In January 2024, this high was formed. In August 2024, that high became the low, right? This high was formed in March 2024. Now, in March 2025, a year after exactly, that high became the new low, right? Now, this high was formed in December 2024. Now price has broken that high, and so we expect price to jump to somewhere around 160 something, right? 169 or 160, whatever. And then we expect price to come back to this high, okay, to form a new low. And from my trend line, price might come back to this high to form a new low somewhere March 2026. Don't take my word for it, but I'm just telling you based on my trend line. in March 2026, this area might become the new low, and then price will go up, and then maybe we might enter the 200,000s, right, in maybe 2027. Okay, so let's see. Share your thoughts in the comment box. Thank you.